So I'm a pretty big wuss when it comes to horror movies, so I typically avoid this genre as much as possible. I know there's a lot of great films in this genre, so I'm trying to be brave and branch out and watch some of them. So today I'm going to watch the Patreon voted 2019 film The Lighthouse. I know a little bit about it since it's a newer film. I know Robert Pattinson's in it and Willem Dafoe is in it as well. I believe it's in black and white, and I think it might also have been filmed in Canada. I'm not too sure. I don't really know the plot or anything like that, so thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for horror movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you're ever curious about what gear I use or what's on the bookshelf, I've included a link in the description. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Okay, it's an A24. Okay, nice. I like their films. Is it in 4:3 as well? I'm curious if it's in black and white because it takes place many years ago, or if what the reasoning behind black and white was. I know it is cheaper if you shoot on actual film stock. It is cheaper to get developed. So it could have been for budget reasons. Is that like the sound of boats or something coming in? Or like a warning sound or something? I don't think I've heard it before. And they seem to be using quite a lot of natural light too, which is cool. It'll add a lot of shadows and stuff for black and white especially. That was funny. They just had him like perfectly hidden behind this column. Sneaky toots. So these two guys are running the lighthouse, I'm guessing. Mermaid statue, okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm guessing these two don't know each other, like this is the first time they're meeting, or even though they work together. Oh God. Willem Dafoe's got his old man noises down.
I'm fixed with. See to your duties. The light is gone.
Okay, yeah, so Willem Dafoe's character is gonna run the light because that's like the more important job, and this other guy is just gonna do whatever handiwork and stuff needs to be done. Is he just staring into the light? Also breaking the fourth wall? Oh, is that what the inside of the lighthouse looks like? Oh, I think he's been up there too long. That can't be good for you. I feel like that's gotta be a very bright light, first of all. That's cool, like the way the moon's like reflecting off the water. And I've noticed because it's in 4:3, they obviously have a smaller amount of space to work with, and all the shots seem to be like the character is very centered, everything is very aligned in the middle, whereas normally in like 16:9 sometimes you'd have like a left justified or a right justified. This, they seem to be going everything like symmetrical and center aligned. Mermaids in the water? Oh, that's cool. What's out there? Is that his buddy? Oh, suddenly he's like, what? So bizarre. Yeah, there is mermaids out there. Okay, I was joking, but that's definitely what it looked like. So weird. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's taking place. They haven't said the year, but it definitely feels like older. So I'm guessing that's why they chose black and white and chose the 4:3 framing, or the aspect ratio. Maybe like early 1900s, I'm not too sure. Good. Ooh, I wonder what color that's supposed to be. Yeah. It looks really cool though, with still like the swirls and stuff in it. I feel like this movie's gonna be like a lot of setup and things coming together in like the last 10 minutes. I'm enjoying it, but it definitely feels like they're setting everything up and like establishing the area and establishing how much work would go into this process. Hello, Mr. Seagull.
Lord.
He's not budging, no. This is defiant little seagull, okay. Oh! It was a beautiful shot for a very annoying bird. Man, I'm glad we have elevators.
Back down the ladder where we have found it.
What?
Bless your fits into burn all right now.
Oh my gosh, you just stuck the thing all the way up the stairs, now he's taking it all the way back down.
You a dullard?
No, sir.
Fool me.
He does not like him. Yeah, he's got to take the thing all the way back down. Oh man. Just push. Just whatever lands, it lands, man. Jeez.
Should pale death with treble dread make the ocean caves our bed.
Every night they do this toast.
The surge's roll deign to save the suppliant soul.
I don't think my arms would be even able to lift a cup after hauling that thing upstairs. Jeez.
Eviler than the devil. Boredom makes men to villains and the water goes quick, lad.
Oh my, okay. Yeah, he's refusing to drink. And
He believed that there was some enchantment in the light.
uh-huh.
Worship.
He's seen sirens as well, those mermaids. Okay. Yeah, and if the previous guy went mad. Interesting, interesting. Okay, I wonder what's going to happen to our Pats here. Yeah, something in the light, and this guy stares at the light all day.
More tall tales. Bad luck to kill a seabird.
Okay, he means it.
Long night ahead. Drop of coffee will do us good.
I think he's gone a bit mad. And he seems very strict on like his superstitions. Like, you have to toast, it's bad luck if you don't toast. If you kill a seabird, that's bad luck. Oh, look who's at his window. Yeah, and he found that mermaid statue in his mattress, which is, I'm assuming, where the previous lightkeeper was sleeping.
Don't deny it.
Well, that framing's cool.
Wales pecker.
Hello.
You'll do it smiling, lad, because you like it. You like it because I says you will.
That's very close to his personal space. His way or the highway type of leadership. Yeah, it's always good when you have someone looking over your shoulder every minute of every day. Yeah, I imagine it would be you only work and live with one other person, and the two of you aren't getting along, obviously.
Mark. I'm not gonna see it in the goddamn storm. Keep your temper now.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Easy! Quit your flailing, lad! I ain't! You're! Keep still! I am!
I don't like... Oh my gosh. Oh no. The cinematography has been really good. This dang seagull. They're Hollywood seagulls? Who's trained? Is there a seagull union? Ah! Get out of there! I feel like he dropped him, he obviously didn't break it on purpose, but he was not being as careful as he could have been. Definitely suspicious, considering his other lightkeeper died.
Listen to you. Giving orders, lad. Winslow. All right.
Yeah, I was wondering if we would ever actually learn their names.
We're at $1,000 a year. He tends a light far offshore. The further away, the more he earns.
Okay, so he took this job for the money?
Sometime soon I'll raise my own roof. Somewhere up country. No one to tell me what for. And that's all.
Yeah, they're both like definitely interesting characters. Like,
Hey, why is it bad luck to kill a gull?
In them's the souls of sailors, what met their maker.
is he knitting? Yeah, I'm curious of where this is gonna go. If any new characters will be introduced, if it's just gonna be the two of them for the whole movie. I like how they're slowly opening up about their past, like what happened to them before. Like Willem Dafoe's character was married. This Winslow character is just trying to like make a place for himself in the world. Oh, that's such a cool shot. It feels like it should be like Buster Keaton in like one of those old films. He also kind of looks like Mario. It's the hat and the coveralls. Sleeping next to his trusty mermaid. Okay. Whoa, was that like an octopus? What was that? There was some interesting sounds happening. That was so bizarre. What the heck was that thing? Yeah. Yeah, mermaids and like other sea creatures and stuff. Or sirens. Is that why their well water is so grungy? And he said the spirit of a sailor lives in a seagull. Well, that's bad luck for sure. Oh my gosh, okay, you got it, you got it. Well, now you've done it. Just doing shots of vodka and having fresh lobster. Somebody's life. And for a guy who doesn't drink. Whoa, man. And here we go, song time.
All them nuns were Catholics, I tell you.
And now they're just two best friends.
You'll be working the lamp in no time.
That's good, that's encouraging. I'm starting to think Winslow isn't real. And that Willem Dafoe made him up and is talking to no one because he's alone and drunk most of the time. I don't know.
I'm getting off this goddamn rock.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like this is supposed to represent like a younger version of Thomas Wake, who had the same aspirations when he first showed up. You know, maybe he didn't drink when he first got there. Maybe he was just kind of wandering from place to place, and then time passed and he ended up spending his whole life here. I don't know. Something's going on. But yeah, there's no one else he's interacted with other than the Seagull, who did not live to tell his side of the story, unfortunately. Oh God. Also glad we have indoor plumbing. Hungover, emptying out these pots. Oh, gross, gross, gross. It just like flew back in his face. Oh, gross. Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. Well, wherever they filmed, it's no shortage of rain, that's for sure. Nothing like manual labor after a hard night of drinking. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, is that like that mermaid he saw? Oh God. Yeah, it is the mermaid. Okay. Oh my god, this weather is miserable. The poor crew and the poor cast. Oh my gosh. It's making me cold just thinking about it. Yeah, is the ship even going to be able to make it if the weather's this bad? Like, will they even be able to leave today? Nope. Guess not.
It's been weeks ago since we missed our Winslow.
What?
This ain't funny.
No, it ain't. And I ain't one to be stranded here with some damn lunatic.
Okay, so it's been weeks?
But ye well know you're not.
Yes, they could be out there for months and their food supply is gone, and yeah, they seem to have a weird interpretation of time now. Okay.
He's like, God damn. Cannon.
Bastard. Winslow's always calling me a dog.
So what's his name then?
Winslow.
Thought his name was Winslow.
About that. You know? You don't.
Yeah, he's gone from like not drinking at all to getting drunk.
What? What?
Say what one more time.
What? You won't be saying that.
In the kitchen shanty cooking. There was fried donuts 3 times.
Oh, he's insulting his cooking? Oh no.
You're fond of me lobster. Say it.
This means so much to him.
To the sea. For any stuff or part of Winslow, even any scantling of your soul, is Winslow no more, but is now itself the sea.
Oh. You put a curse on him or something? Like what? Just turned him into the sea basically, saying he'll be blue and bloated and because he didn't like his lobster? Takes his cooking very seriously. Dang, that was an intense performance. That was a really, like, he didn't blink for that whole time. He, like, that seemed like it was one take. Like, that's a lot to memorize. Oh man. Yeah, so he's cursed now? I don't know. Oh, what's going on? It's definitely not like a conventional horror film, but I'm still enjoying it. Yeah, and it seems like they've given up hope that relief is coming. Or they're not out, like, looking for it anymore.
Let's find some winks before the day draws farther on.
Find some winks. I like that. Ah, and his sleep toots.
Get back to your duties, or I'll give you a real keel holding.
Oh my. Yeah, I'm very curious, like, if he kills Thomas Wake, then what? He's just gonna run the lighthouse? Yeah, they're doing a good job of setting up like a sense of feeling of isolation, and they're obviously so remote, and it doesn't seem like help is ever showing up. I don't know if help was ever coming. They're slowly just losing their minds and drinking heavily. There was like flashbacks to him standing over some very blonde gentleman at like the logging company, and that's what he said he was doing before he came here. So I'm curious if something happened with that job and that's actually why he's here. Yeah, I imagine it'd be very lonely to be stuck on this rock. Things are unraveling rather quickly. They are drinking past the point of oh my god. They can only tolerate each other when they're blackout drunk, apparently. Was that thing actually in the lobster cage? I don't know. It's so hard to tell what's real now. None of those are words. Oh, okay. A tender moment between these two.
I'm Thomas.
What?
I'm Thomas. You're Ephraim.
What?
I lied.
Oh, okay.
I'm always the bird.
They're both named Thomas?
Oh, I don't trust you at all.
This is an interesting conversation. Trying to drunkenly explain to someone that you actually have the same name and you've been lying about it. And it sounds like something definitely happened when he was working for that logging company. Okay. And he was just about to like open up, and then he was like, no, I don't trust you. I'm not going to say anything. Interesting.
Well, I saw him slipping, not me. We saw the jam coming, and I stood, and he slipped.
Okay.
He shouted up, and I just stood there. Watched him get swallowed by them logs.
He didn't help him up?
I could use me a smoke, and that's it.
He wasn't affected at all. Oh
So
my gosh.
Fixins, as if they was my own, and Ephraim Winslow, well, now he'd got a spiffy clean slate, and Thomas Howard, and he don't.
Yeah, and he stole his identity, and like, oh, it was so weird. It's like breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, okay, so his previous boss, something did happen. He died, and then this guy just stole his stuff and his identity and was like, oh, fresh slate. If I use this name, I'm good to go. Did he kill Willem Dafoe's character? Has he been dead this whole time? Because it was the same like dynamics, like Willem Dafoe's character was being overbearing and demanding and calling him dog. Ah! Whoa, what is this? What is this? He's the lighthouse? What was that? He was like naked with the lighthouse light coming through his eyes. What the heck is this?
And I knew you was bad when you smashed up that lifeboat just now and chasing me with an extra.
What? What?
Don't you trust me?
It's hard to know what to believe. Oh man.
How long have we been on this run?
Great question.
5 weeks. Who are you again, Tommy? I'm probably a figment of your imagination.
Yes.
Doc, it's a figment of your imagination too.
Yeah, what?
You're probably wandering through a grove of tag alders up north in Canada. Like frost.
Yeah, that's so crazy. It's just like, you're insane. None of this is real. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely making me question basically everything in this movie.
We're out a drink.
Uh-oh. Yeah, has this all just been like one dream or a figment of his imagination, like he said? Like no real sense of time? Like he said, like have they been there 2 days, 5 weeks? Like it's, you can't go off the weather really. Like it's hard to tell. That's a cool shot. So many cool shots in this film. Oh! What? What? Oh my god. Water just like busted through the bottom through their house. Oh gosh. Yeah, I guess the time of day wouldn't really be relevant at this point.
Goddamn farts!
He does have old man farts. Yeah, that's for sure.
Drunken, horse-shitting, short, shit liar! A liar!
How do you really feel?
Every way with words, Tommy.
Haha.
Oh, damn you!
Yeah, it's interesting to how like the house is completely destroyed and the two of them.
Your duties.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
No need to tell me all time.
Yeah, the house is in complete disarray, much like their situation and their mental state. So I think that's a good, good representation. Oh, what did he find in this book? Oh gosh.
Don't let me beg. Or I'll beg. I'll beg. That's what you want.
Yeah, why does he want to get to that light so badly?
Please, please, please. Stand down.
Yeah, and he had written like bad things about him. Oh, right in the bits. Winslow, is that you? Oh God. Oh, bonked him. And now he's covered in barnacles, just like the curse. Oh God, this thing's back. Oh, oh God, oh. He definitely has an altered sense of reality. Oh my gosh. There was like horn barnacles on his face, and yeah, oh man. It's definitely hard to know what's real and what's not.
Before? Back, I said, back!
He's making him bark? What? Why is he treating him like a dog and asking him to bark? So bizarre. He just got tired of being treated poorly and calling him a dog, so now he's making him a dog.
Good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, it's hard to know which one of them is crazy. Oh man.
You do as I say, dog.
Oh! Just pushed him into a hole.
There's my good lad.
He's gonna bury him alive.
Where no man is suffered that want or toil and is beautiful and unchanged.
Oh.
As the shade
He's just eating dirt.
turtles around the globe. And it's true. It will be punished.
Oh, it's a really interesting like shot to have just his face covered in this like black dirt, but oh my gosh, he's burying him alive. Ah. Yeah, like the composition and like even though despite it being very disturbing subject, obviously. What, he changed his mind now? Or is he looking for the keys? Oh my god, when he was just like chewing that dirt, ugh, you could feel it. Yeah, it was your only friend. Ah! Oh! Oh my god! Oh, bonked him. He just put like a pickaxe in his arm. Well, there's only one Thomas now. Yikes! Oh my god, yep, he murdered him. Did he even know what he's done? Like, is he just drunk this whole time? Like...
Dying to save us, Winslow.
Yeah, when he breaks the fourth wall, is that when he's being truthful? He's gonna set the place on fire. Oh, he's drinking gasoline. Yeah, and the sound design has been really cool. Like at times it's been like overwhelmingly loud and when there's like really intense stuff going on, and now we didn't hear the sound of the key in like opening the door, it's just been music. Is that what the inside of a lighthouse actually looks like? Interesting. I don't know if lighthouse design has changed since, again, I'm assuming this was like early 1900s. Oh, okay. Do we get to see what he sees? What happens when he touches the light? Oh my god. Again, a really cool shot. But still, oh my god. Well, maybe there'll be no Thomases left. It definitely sounded like he broke his ankle and then fell to the bottom of a bunch of stairs. Yeah, and like he touched the light and then started screaming. Oh my god. still alive? Oh my god. That's basically what the curse said, is that he would be like covered in barnacles and... Oh my gosh. He's just being slowly eaten by seagulls. That is bleak. Well, let's hope the lighthouse doesn't need repairs anytime soon. Yikes! So that was my first time watching the 2019 film The Lighthouse. I really enjoyed it. I would say it's not so much a conventional horror movie, definitely more psychological and definitely more artistic. The cinematography was amazing. I didn't mind being in black and white, and I don't mind the 4:3. It wasn't what I wasn't expecting 4:3, but it fit the time period, as they didn't say the year, but again, I'm guessing late 1800s, early 1900s, something like that, just based off the clothing and kind of how they talked, and obviously like their wardrobe and no technology and just the way that they had to live their life. It definitely seemed like it was from a time long ago. Yeah, and it was just a lot of themes in this movie, a lot of concepts. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, there wasn't like a stereotypical boogeyman. There was seagulls. Maybe you'll be more afraid of seagulls now. But basically these two guys are at this lighthouse. They're both named Thomas, which just further plays into the theme of identity. And I was debating, even, was one of them not real? Was this a ghost maybe that we were dealing with? Did he imagine him? Like, is this all just gonna be he was alone and wanted somebody to talk to, so he invented this character? Definitely toys with reality. And then of course the very symbolic when Thomas punches the clock. I'm just going to call them by the actor's name, because if they're both named Thomas it's going to get confusing. But when Robert Pattinson punches the clock, you know, time doesn't matter basically, and they don't even know how long they've been out there. Relief never showed up. Again, I don't know when it was supposed to, if they still had weeks left and they just lost all track of time by week 2, or if this had been like 6 months later. No idea. And again, like judging, you can't judge off the weather. Obviously there wasn't any snow, but it was rainy and cold the whole time, and if you're in a coastal town, that might be what it's like for 12 months out of the year, so it was hard to use that as a gauge of time. I thought the performances by both actors were great. Obviously a very limited cast, very limited locations. It takes place at the lighthouse and their little house next to the lighthouse. Obviously just Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, and then we saw the mermaid character and Winslow, his boss from a previous job there as well for a few scenes, but they didn't have any speaking roles. The mermaid like screams at one point, but the entire story is carried by these two actors, which to me made it feel like more of a play. Again, with like the limited setting and the limited cast, it definitely felt like it could have been a play, and maybe that's what the inspiration was for this film. I'm not too sure. I don't know if it was based on a book or anything like that. Comment below and let me know, but amazing performances from both of them. Some very intense scenes, and especially when all of your dialogue is with the same person over and over and there's no change. It definitely helped fuel that sense of isolation and confusion and paranoia, and just, are you real? Am I real? Like, what's happening here? And how we see the characters shift over whatever time span they've been on this rock for. I'm assuming that Willem Dafoe's character had been there the longest, as he had the higher job of running the light in the lighthouse. But again, who knows? He never really said. The only thing he mentioned about time was that he spent 13 Christmases at sea, so his wife and family eventually left him, unfortunately, because he was spending more time out in the ocean than with his family. But how long ago that was, and then Robert Pattinson had just joined. There definitely seemed to be an element of folklore in this, as with the mermaids and superstitions, and he's like, well, you have to toast, and if you don't drink it's bad luck, and if you kill a seagull it's bad luck, and the soul of a sailor is in the seagull, and how his previous lightkeeper had gone mad and died. And then we see the seagull showing up, so I'm wondering if the seagull was supposed to just represent his previous lightkeeper. And even around the previous lightkeeper's death, there's mystery, like who knows what could have happened. And then we see Robert Pattinson's character change drastically. He shows up kind of like very quiet, keeps to himself, keeps his head down, works hard, doesn't drink, just wants to get through these 4 weeks basically, and then see how he feels, or maybe move on to another piece of land and start doing work there. But as things start to progress, I think his curiosity about the light grows and grows and grows, and that becomes his main concern as opposed to money or the job, as he wants to get up to the light and he wants that big job. And he briefly mentioned it at the beginning of the movie, but then it slowly becomes priority number one as we see him kill Willem Dafoe's character and is like trying to grab the keys and is just obsessed with this light. And Willem Dafoe's character had said like there's some magic in the light or something like that. So, and it was very interesting to have the audience be denied of what they're seeing. Just this like blinding light. It reminded me of like Pulp Fiction when they open the briefcase and all you see is the light coming out and you never get to see what's inside. I thought the lighthouse design was really cool, and the way all the glass fit together was very interesting. I don't know anything about lighthouses. I don't know if that's how they're still designed, I'm sure we've advanced, but it was just a really cool prop, and I thought a really cool set, and just that shot of him staring into the light and just like the sound getting super distorted and the image getting distorted, and so well done, just clearly overtaken by what he's seen. And then when he falls, and yeah, again with the folklore, I don't know if the symbolism of him laying on the beach, if that represents anything, and it definitely seemed like he was still alive, which is crazy. Like that would be such a slow death. The progression of his character also drinking heavily too adds into the distortion of reality and being like, okay, did this happen? Were you just drunk? Like how accurate is your memory? And the audience can only see what the characters are seeing and experiencing, so it definitely made for an interesting experience as a viewer, because you can't trust the characters because their perception is also off, and there was no third party to show up and say, actually you've been here 2 weeks and this happened. Like all you had to rely on was these two drunken lighthouse keepers who had a spotty memory at best. And we also learned that Robert Pattinson had been treated poorly from a previous employer and just watched that employer die. Basically, he watched Winslow drown and didn't really try and help him, and then took over his identity and was just starting his own life. It definitely seemed like he wanted to work for himself. He didn't really want to answer to a boss. And even when Willem Dafoe's character is like calling him a dog and, you know, being so harsh to him and standing over his shoulder all the time, I think that just like only further added to the situation of being isolated, being alone, only having this other person to talk to, and who's only really nice to you when the job is done and the day is over and he wants somebody to drink with, basically. Yeah, and when he puts him on a leash and is treating him like literally like a dog, asking him to bark, and then walks him outside and throws him in that hole and is calling him a dog. And it was definitely a big role reversal, because now Robert Pattinson's character is in charge. He's the boss, or he feels like he's the boss in charge, and Willem Dafoe is the schlub doing all the manual labor and is stuck in this situation basically. And then Robert Pattinson buries him alive, which is crazy, but obviously he comes back to life. And then we have that axe pick scene in the kitchen, and just the cinematography. Every shot I want to be like, oh, that's a good shot, oh, that's a good shot, oh, that's a good shot. Like they clearly thought this through with very high levels of intention, and it only added to this story. And as a viewer, I was left guessing, like even when he's looking at the book, I'm like, well, what's in the book? I want to see, let me see. But you don't get that. You're just stuck outside looking in. And I think that just kind of added to the frustration of the situation of constantly wondering what's going on. Great performances by both actors. That Willem Dafoe, perfectly in my mind now, he is just this old fisherman character, because he just fit it so well, down to like the old man sounds, like, and the sleep farts, and just the way he talked, and just his mannerisms and everything. It was just spot on, and it was just so well done, and just an amazing performance from him. And Robert Pattinson, I know he's trying to branch away from the films that made him famous, and I've seen him in some other films where he does more dramatic roles, but again, his performance in this was amazing. He really did a good job of playing the audience and playing that kind of like split personality of, is he good, is he bad, you know, keeping us guessing, should we feel bad for him, is he the villain? And I think he was also struggling with that as well. And then we see him at the end when he kills Willem Dafoe's character, and you're like, okay, well, that answers that question. Everything in this film felt very suited to the time, like the style, black and white, mermaids and that lore, like I imagine in the early 1900s or whenever this took place, that would be more prevalent as opposed to nowadays. And just kind of like, obviously your superstitions would be very strict, and believing in those types of things I think would be more common in the like ages ago, and even within the like fisherman lighthouse community, like people who live on the coast, I think it would be more common in their traditions and their lore. So it definitely fit. And basically the whole premise of the story shifts when Robert Pattinson kills that seagull, and the literal winds change and the story takes a different course. It's interesting to think what would have happened if he hadn't killed that seagull, because that seems to be what set the course for the entire film. And yeah, when Willem Dafoe's character curses him, I felt like the curse that Willem Dafoe's character places on Robert Pattinson's, because he didn't like the way he cooked his lobster, comes true in some sense, as how that last scene again where he's laying on the beach. And yeah, it's just, why would you put yourself in that situation? Like, it seems like he's completely lost his mind at that point. Even if he had fallen and hurt himself at the bottom of the lighthouse, that still doesn't explain why you would then take all your clothes off and lay on the beach and let seagulls eat you and not try and defend yourself. So I feel like he had just hit like peak insanity. He was not in this world anymore mentally, and there was stuff on his face, and just, yeah, just such a, obviously a very gruesome way to go. And how he just kind of like sacrifices himself to the sea, and that was part of the curse, was like, well, even the sea will forget about you, like you're just gonna eventually become the sea. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Again, the cinematography was amazing, the sound design was great, the performances were great. It was an interesting story, even though it was just a small cast. It still kept me guessing, and I was still wondering what was going to happen next. I really like the idea of them like playing with perception and reality, and just always wondering what's real. I thought that was super exciting as a viewer to just, it was horror in a different aspect. Again, it wasn't like, here's your monster that's coming after you. It was more psychological than that. And just, I thought it was really well done. And stylistically, everything made sense. Just a really creative film. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for horror movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Sneaky toots. Is he just staring into the light? Mermaids in the water? I wonder what color that's supposed to be. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Seagull. Every night they have to do this toast. He also kind of looks like Mario. Is that like an octopus? Nothing like manual labor after a hard night of drinking. They're both named Thomas? Naked with the lighthouse light coming through his eyes. You're making him bark?